Here we go.
Go ninja, go ninja, go ninja, go.
What are you pushing?
I don't know.
Did you push it?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin the show that quick now. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of What the Fanboy. We're going to be distracted by Monday Night Football the entire time because the Chiefs are playing.
Luke,
we're going to make this the best show that we can.
Luke is going to be
show.
very distracted. Brett will be somewhat distracted.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see how the game actually goes.
Well, not good right now.
It's going fine. It's going pretty much how you'd expect.
Okay, that's true. Baltimore's a good team.
They are a very good team. Anywho, I'm Luke. This is the beautiful Brett.
Hey, thanks.
No problem.
I'm so glad you're willing to do that and say that. It really
I am willing.
boosts my ego every week a little more.
Oh, I'm glad I could do that for you.
Super powered, ego wise. But yeah,
it's a Luke and Brett show again.
Yeah, sadly, Tyler not feeling well today.
Yeah.
So out of an abundance of caution, he's taking the evening off and resting and hoping he's feeling better.
Get better.
Yeah. So before we get too distracted, I'll start with what I did this week. Luke's watching the football game.
Sorry, nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's fine. So first things first, like right after we recorded the show last week, we both got our Xboxes pre-ordered, right?
Maybe.
I got mine pre-ordered, and I'm very confident that it's coming.
I was never able to close out my cart on the Microsoft site.
Yeah.
I got there, but it kept crashing on me. It was very frustrating. I'd never been part of a console pre-order. Gosh, that's a nightmare. Somebody needs to figure out how to make that work a little better.
I think that the problem is, like, when does anyone other than Amazon have that kind of traffic at any one time? Mm-hmm. Hardly ever. And places like Sony and Microsoft aren't really. I don't think they have much desire to make sure that system works flawlessly once every 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
There's not that much incentive to really invest in that. They're just like, everyone's gonna go, it's just gonna break, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It certainly was a little rough.
Yeah. I did get a pre-order in on Amazon. Mm-hmm. But I guess Amazon came out and said, we might have been a little bit too giving.
I think everyone else's strategy was like, queue everyone up, make everyone wait, and we're going to give them away one at a time. And Amazon's like, let everyone click the button, and then we'll just inform them that maybe it's coming, maybe it's not.
Yeah.
So, they'll ship one to you. It might just not be on November 10th.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's fine. As long as I get it, I'll be okay.
I'm curious.
I'm pretty confident I'll get mine. I bought mine pretty quick. If they go in alphabetical order, though, it's over.
Oh, yeah, you're in real trouble if they go alphabetical.
What was that? Yeah, I mean, I'm a Z, so...
I'm
like
curious
all over again.
If anyone listening or watching pre-ordered either the PS5 or the Xbox. I'm curious if, like, to hear about how that went. If you are like, yeah, I got one, I'm confident I got one, or like, ooh, I got one through Amazon and I'm not sure. Hit us up on Twitter. I'm just kind of curious.
I bought mine so quick off Amazon because I mean, Amazon, you can just go buy now.
Yeah.
And they emailed me, said, hey, you're ordered
good.
this, good job. But then, like, I don't know, 24 hours later, they're like, you might not get that on that day.
Actually.
But we'll get it to you.
So yeah, I know, but that's kind of exciting because
It is very exciting, yes.
We're what? It's almost October. We're like a month and
probably 6 weeks. from it.
5 weeks? 6 weeks. We're close. Guys, we're so close to new consoles. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're really close.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
I did a couple other things this week. I watched the newest episode of Lovecraft Country. That show is confusing the heck out of me. I don't know where it's going. I don't know how it's ever going to land this plane, especially with only 3 more episodes, I guess. But oh well, I'm here for the ride. So let's, even if it ends up being a
Train
wreck or a fire in a dumpster out back, I'm here for it. I also caught up on, I've almost caught up on Raised by Wolves.
Love that show.
More and more, I'm really, really liking it. And I thought it was good to begin with, but I wasn't quite sure. I felt like the first couple episodes were a little, like, one moved really fast, and one would move really slow, and they've kind of figured out their pacing, and I'm liking the story they're telling. Is
like an entire, well, you'd think it'd be an entire season.
Yeah. They just like fast travel through that.
Yeah, but no, it's just a setup for everything else.
Which is kind of cool, and I'm fine with it. I've been playing the new No Man's Sky update. Origins is what it's called. I just play that game on creative mode, so I don't have to worry about survival or resources. But this new update makes the game look a lot prettier. It gives planets more unique features and better geometry, and it's really cool. Thumbs up for me on that, especially because it's a free update. I mean, who doesn't like free updates? Stephanie and I watched Enola Holmes.
No, I prefer to pay for my updates.
And I think we're going to do a more in-depth review of that next week when Tyler's back, hopefully. If Tyler's not back,
and I'll actually watch it.
Luke will have watched it, and we'll just do a review then. But I give it a thumbs up. That's going to be my preliminary review of, like, go watch it, and then
join us next
week for that. And then the other thing I watched, and I think Enola Holmes is probably a little more popular. That's why I say that. And I'm not giving any like details about the movie. But I also watched The Murders at White House Farm, which is a 6-episode series over on HBO. Obviously, it is about some murders.
They dropped the whole thing straight up, didn't they?
Yes. And you're able to binge it. Oh my gosh, I've kind of missed binging things. I'm not gonna lie, that was real fun to binge through. So yeah, it's 6 episodes long. It's set in England. Tells the true life story of a family who was sadly murdered in their house, and it's about who done it.
Who did it? Just kidding, don't tell me.
It's very obvious.
Oh, really?
Which is why the series feels a little long. I think this is probably like a better 4, maybe 5 episode miniseries. 6 just feels long when you kind of like.
They got to add in that drama, baby.
I know who. I'm pretty sure I know who did it. After the first episode, well, maybe the second episode, but. No, it's still good. It's really well acted. It's got a little Game of Thrones reunion going on, just because every actor and actress in England was in Game of Thrones, so they you get some crossover there.
And if you're from England and you weren't in it, then you're not a real actor.
I didn't say that. I may have.
I did.
Implied it. I apologize if I offended you. And that's all I did.
Cool. So I had a different experience in Destiny.
Oh.
Because it was the first time I had done a raid or really played with people that I didn't know.
You've done raids with me.
I know you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I was invited by Joel Allen and his
friend of the show.
They asked me if I wanted to help with the raid and get the Divinity exotic, and I was like, sure, why not? And I had a lot of fun with them. I was pretty nervous that I was going to go in and be that schlump who doesn't know what they're doing in the raids. I've only done them all once. So I was like, oh crap, what if I get stuck doing this? I have no idea what I'm doing. But man, they were really cool. Shout out to that clan. I don't remember what your guys' name was. You guys were a lot of fun. They took me through the Pit of Heresy too and got me Xenophage after.
Oh, nice.
Because we got to DPS at the end. They're like, so get out Xenophage. And I was like, I don't have that. Like, all right, no matter. We'll get it after. I was like, cool.
And you hadn't done Pit of Heresy before,
I never done
right?
Pit of Heresy.
So that's cool. That's a cool dungeon.
Mm-hmm, that was fun. So that was really fun. I always forget that not everybody is just a complete jerk in video games.
Yeah,
like,
there's good people
I feel
out
like
there.
we're made out to be. Like, everybody was really cool. We had a lot of fun. Everybody was joking around. Shout out to that clan. That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I'm caught up on Raised by Wolves. Like I said, I love that show. I finished Cobra Kai, kind of. I'm waiting for season 3 now, and I need season 3 because that show is awesome. It's a booyah. I love that show. It makes me feel good. It's got a lot of cool karate fighting in it.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
And that season 2 finale has got me like reeling for season 3 because of the stuff that goes down in it. Man, that show's so good. And then the big thing that I did this week was I played an entire video game. I have Xbox Game Pass now. I'm trying it out, seeing if it's worth it for me.
One of us.
I don't play as many games as all these other guys on here, but
now you get to expand.
Yeah, we'll see. I might dip in and out every once in a while.
That's fair.
But the game I played was Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, a game I had heard about back in the day because it deals with psychosis and mental health, but it's also like a Celtic Viking fighting adventure game. And I loved it. I thought it was super awesome. Visually, super cool. And then with the mental health stuff and the psychosis, that's so cool how they weaved that in there. This is something you wouldn't even really... The game is almost God of War. A simpler God of War, I'd say. But then they throw in this commentary on what people go through with psychosis, and it's like, I thought it was really well done. And then you also got a really cool story thrown in there, and really simple combat and puzzle mechanics that I didn't grow tired of, and that were always fun to me, which I think is really nice. Because sometimes you'll be playing a game and it's like, well, I've done this 10,000 times now, but I guess we'll keep going it because I'm almost at the end. Felt like they kept changing it up a little bit. Like, you can align the runes to get through a door. That was kind of always there. But then you like the Valhallan bird dude, where like the illusion stuff. But then you have Cert, where you have to run through fire. Then the whole blindness episode. Dude, that was nuts. I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of freaky. Just got to rely on the vibration of my controller to get through a room. And it's like, it's a game that uses audio a lot differently. It's a lot better if you wear headphones, because you got these voices just talking.
That was one of the things
around you.
that I found as well, was that like I just couldn't focus when I was
Focus.
When I was
Run, focus.
listening to my surround sound stereo, right? Like it's more immersive if you do have the headphone, and that helps a lot.
And like when I was loading it up, I was going to the bathroom, so I didn't know I was supposed to be wearing headphones. So like I bring up the game and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And then I'm going through the illusion dungeons, the one I did first, and the voices are going, if you follow the noise, you can hear it. And I'm like, I can't tell where that's coming from. So I put in headphones, and I was like, this is so much better.
Yeah.
And then I took a break, like, after a while. I brought it back up, and it's like, make sure to wear headphones. And I was like, man, now I see it. Of course. I wish I would have seen that earlier.
I straight up ignored that the first time I played, because I was like, I have a really good sound system. And
but it's like,
it's
vital.
Doesn't
almost.
matter. Doesn't matter if you have a good sound system.
Come on. Football. But yeah, that game is awesome. I give it a fanboy worthy. If you have Game Pass and haven't played it, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
You'll really like it. The game will only take you one day to beat. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
short
short.
campaign, which I really appreciate. I wish single-player campaigns would honestly do that a little more.
And if you're not into...
Give me a story to enjoy.
If you're not into, like, the Dark Souls, I'm here for punishment and I want to insta-die all the time, just turn that difficulty down. Because it's totally worth experiencing even on a not hard difficulty.
I threw it down to the easiest one.
Yeah.
And I had a great time with it.
Yep.
Highly recommend. Good stuff. And then I watched the movie that we're going to talk about. Also, I did watch it. I'm not just going to talk about a movie. Should we review a movie sometime without watching it?
Sure. Wait, we're supposed to watch the movies we review?
You haven't been?
Oh, wow. Man. I've been screwing
and
this
our opinions
all up.
have been so similar sometimes.
I know, right?
We like said the same exact things about Tenet. You came in here going, it's so loud. And I was like, yeah. You didn't even see
it. Because I couldn't hear it.
Wait.
No.
It was so loud I couldn't see it.
Anyways, let's talk about some news, some trailers, hop into some of those things real quick.
Sweet. I got one trailer, just real quick. There's another trailer for The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yes.
Season 2, sequel to Haunting of Hill House. One of the best shows on Netflix. I am so hyped for that show, and it's looking real good. Looking scurry.
I'm very, very much anticipating that one as well. I did not see the trailer, but that's just because I'm avoiding spoilers at this point.
Good call. I don't think there's anything spoilery in it.
Probably not. A lot of those places, everyone other than Warner Brothers does a really good job at avoiding spoilers in their trailers.
I would say Sony is the worst.
Sony is pretty bad though too. No, you're right.
Man, those Spider-Man movies, they're like, hey, here's how he beats the villain at the end. And there's the twist.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. So I don't have any other trailers. But I do have some news. Did you hear about that one movie that's getting remade because of a fan petition?
Oh!
It's not The Last Jedi.
Yes.
And Kansas City just scored, so Luke is very excited. So while Luke does some fist pumps over in the corner,
that was a good catch.
The
good job,
Zack Snyder's Justice League is getting reshoots. So originally it was just here's $20-30 million, edit it together. Here we'll do some post work, post product, like visual effects type stuff to make sure everything's colorized right and whatnot. So now I guess they're getting like an additional $40 to $50 million to actually do reshoots. Which is, I think that's pretty cool. I actually think that I was kind of expecting it. I'm getting attacked by a gnat. Because I don't know how you take what they're trying to do. It sounds like the 4 episode, episodic thing. Obviously, that was not the original intent when they first made it. So I think they're going to have to do some kind of reshoots just to make sure continuity, everything stitches together well. But yeah, no, that's I think that's kind of cool. Although, now you're spending $70 million on remaking a movie that probably
that already cost
$350
million.
It's like, can you give that 70 to someone else to make something new? That would have been cool too.
Yeah. I've heard they're just trying to not make it like cut to black in the middle of a movie.
Yeah.
Like put some bookends and on there so it has some fluidity as a show.
Yeah.
I've also seen people talking maybe they're going to do some more stuff with like Martian Manhunter, which maybe didn't fully get filmed.
Yeah. They had some storyboards and whatnot, and they may have shot a few things, but they want to flesh that out a little more.
I also wouldn't really be surprised if, because depending on success, obviously, but there's good chances this won't get a sequel.
Right.
It's just we're finishing this.
Right. Wrapping
up. And we're calling it quits. That maybe since the original was supposed to lead into a part 2 and a 3 and a Cyborg movie and a Batman movie, that there's going to be an actual ending. I think that's just my speculation. Mainly because $70 million is a lot. I feel like that's a lot of money. Like,
It is.
man, Deadpool cost $50 million.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like
And
if it's not a blockbuster movie, it's gonna cost probably less than $70 million.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of 30 to 60, $50 million movies out there. There's a lot of movies that are made for that because they're not expecting to make $1 billion.
Yeah. And should not
give
that much money to a movie that's probably only going to make 100 at most.
Right.
That'd be ridiculous. Excited for that. Staying in the world of DC, I guess. There's a couple of DC stories.
Yeah. Hit me.
Wow, all of my news stories this week are DC and Marvel.
Well, all right.
That feels good. That's like how it should be. Only if there was one Star Wars story or something that would make it even better. Mm-hmm. Hit the Trinity.
Right.
But this week, James Gunn announced that a character being Peacemaker, played by John Cena, is going to get his own HBO Max series.
Yeah, so so if you haven't really been following along, Peacemaker is a character in the Suicide Squad film that James Gunn is writing, directing, finishing. When does that come out?
August
of next year?
July of next year. Summer next year. End of summer next year.
2021.
Probably.
is what I'm hearing. So that's kind of cool that they're already like a year out from that, excited enough about what they're seeing in his performance to give him something to do on HBO Max.
It was fun to see him on Twitter. People were like, "Wow, he must be a huge standout." And he's like, "No, I was bored in quarantine and I wrote a show for him." And Warner Brothers is like, "Sounds good." So I think it's really cool too that we're getting this Peacemaker series, which is a spinoff of the Suicide Squad. We're getting Matt Reeves' The Batman Gotham show.
Right.
And we're also getting a Dune show.
Yeah.
So that's like 3 huge Warner Brothers blockbuster tentpole films that are also getting spin-off series. I think that's really cool, and I think more. What am I trying to say? Studios should do that.
Sure, yeah. Give a little more.
Flesh out some of the cool stuff on the side that you don't really get to go to into your movies that it has franchise potential.
Oh, like how another studio might be doing. Are you trying to lead me into a story? You're setting me up perfectly, and I can't tell if you're doing it intentionally or not.
I'm not, but go for it.
Yeah. So speaking of spinoffs, there was more or less confirmation that
I don't do any of this stuff on purpose.
Samuel L. Jackson will be returning to the MD plus U. I don't know. Is it still cinematic if it's on Disney Plus?
MCU in parentheses D plus.
Yeah, he's gonna be coming back as Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So
there's going to be. It hasn't been confirmed that's a Nick Fury series.
Right. It may be more of a
Secret.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. replacement series, I think, is probably what more it is. And he's just one of the leads, reoccurring characters who comes back week to week.
I'm super excited for, mainly because I wasn't in love with the Captain Marvel movie, but I did find the post-credit scene where it turns out he might have been in space for like maybe the past 5 or 6 years. Very intriguing. Very
interesting twist that does absolutely deserve to be explored a little more.
I want to know what he's been up to. And I've been seeing people like this could lead into Secret Invasion stuff with the Skrulls.
Yeah.
And I never saw it confirmed that Chloe Bennett was going to be in the show, but I kept seeing it on this
kind of the rumor mills, throwing it out there, also she's coming back.
That Chloe Bennett will come back as Daisy Johnson Quake, which I think would be really cool. And it's kind of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is part of the MCU. It's the forgotten part of the MCU.
But it's there.
I haven't finished it yet, which is my fault. That show's good, and it started off bad, and it got really good. I need to finish it. Maybe that'll be my next show.
There you go.
Finally finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Do it. Should we talk about another spinoff?
What was the other spinoff?
The boys are going to college.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. I haven't started season 2 yet.
Chug.
So I'm like out of the loop on the boys because I have so much turned off for it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
Because you want to binge it. Yeah.
go through that. Oh no! Don't get hurt, Sneed. We need you to intercept footballs.
So yeah, yeah. I don't think there's really much known about it other than kind of the premise, which is we're gonna set the series in the it's in the universe. It's gonna be in.
Is it like a college for the people that have been infected by V7 or whatever?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it
sounds like Sky High, but it's gonna
could play
the boys TV MA rated R.
You could absolutely do a Sky High inspired show. That would be hilarious. I would completely be here for it.
That's what I think of.
It could also go kind of another way, which is like, here are these people who maybe are trying to keep their stuff a secret, and they're
so more X-Men
way, but like they're just in a normal college, not in their own special place. They're just they're not in a school for gifted youngsters. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the school for gifted youngsters. So,
Loaded.
I think from that creative team, depending on who's all on it, right? But if it kind of has the same vibe, the same style, the same creative energy that the boys has, that could be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. How's that show been going?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it quite lives up to season 1 right now, but they're trying some different things, and I'm always appreciative of them doing something a little different.
I'm a fan of that too.
Yeah.
Don't be samey.
The episode, so the current episode I haven't seen, but the episode before that I thought was really good. It was also one of the least actiony episodes because they focus on character. What do you know? Brett likes to show a story
character development. What?
With character development. Big surprise here.
Who would have thought? Some other stuff. We kind of mentioned Marvel, Disney Plus. Just mention this quick because it happens every week to another movie. But Marvel pretty much moved all of their dates back by a movie.
Yes.
There's going to be 0 Marvel movies this year, which is the first time since like 2010.
9 or 10, yeah.
That's weird.
It's really weird.
I should probably get by my mic.
It's no one is going to be able to hear you, even with the audio booster.
And that'll be a secret. That was just for you, Brett.
Yeah. Ooh, just between the two of us. Ooh. Throw him, Mahomes. Throw him, Mahomes.
Just run a couple yards.
He's just running. He's running.
Just don't get hurt.
Yeah, don't get hurt. Yeah, no, it's, I mean, luckily, or I don't know, this is all subjective, I guess. For me, 2020 is...
She's done.
It's gone by pretty quickly. Moment to moment seems slow, but when you look back, like, how was it already almost October?
It's like, gosh, is March ever going to end? It's September.
So by the time next March rolls around and Black Widow comes out, you know, maybe it won't be... We got some holidays and stuff between now and then to either raise our spirits or make us more depressed. I don't know which one it'll be, but there's things to keep us busy between now and then.
Positive vibes.
Trying. I'm not trying well, though. So we got like 4 movies next year.
Yeah. One of the...
Black Widow.
Darn it.
Eternals. Spider-Man, and Shang-Chi. So it goes Black Marvel, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and then Spider-Man, which is a Sony one, but it's still technically in the MCU, so we count it. We'll see. I could see that Spider-Man one slipping, but who knows?
Yeah. And like, have they even started anything really with that one?
Well, that's what I'm not sure about, because weren't they going to be filming this year? Or had they already started filming?
He's filming Uncharted right now.
He's filming.
He's filming
too many things. That man, Tom Holland, very busy. Oh, dang it! We should have ended on that so we could. Speaking of Tom Holland,
sorry.
Oh,
okay. Well, it's okay. This is a really cool story. We got more casting announcements for Black Adam film.
Yeah.
Aldous Hodge is going to be Hawkman. Which is fantastic casting. If you don't know who he is, his most recent film is The Invisible Man. He plays the dad slash cop character in it. He was really good.
He is very good.
And then his next film is what was it called? It's Regina King's movie.
Oh,
The Room.
Yeah, the room where it. No,
That's the.
yeah,
That's Hamilton.
That's the room where it happens.
It's like all in one room or something like that. And
Uh,
I think he's playing Jim Brown. What is it? What's it called? I want to be in the room where it happened.
Where is filmographies at on IMDb? Why do they hide this?
Right there. All filmography.
All filmography.
Upcoming projects.
The Harder They Fall?
No. You're in her acting. Gotta go to her directing.
Oh, is she not acting in it too?
I don't think so.
One Night in Miami?
Oh yeah, that's it. Has nothing to do with a room. Has a Soul City. That movie's getting a lot of Oscar buzz out of TIFF and VIFF and GIF and GIF, all the IFs film festivals. So that's cool. But yeah, Aldous Hodge, great casting. I wish I would have thought of that one.
Really excited for. I'm really excited for November/December after all the festivals and all the streaming services have bought out all the rights to stream these really awesome movies.
We just watch.
It's gonna be
watch
so
them all
good.
day. Let's
It's
just
gonna
have
be
our What the Fanboy. We're laying our butts down on the couch and watch all of them.
All of them. I'm here for it. Let's do it. Other casting news, or was that it?
That's everything I have.
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
So over in the gaming world, there's probably not a lot of people who are really gonna care about this. So the hot game right now is Among Us. Is a fun little cooperative multiplayer game about figuring. I don't know if you ever played.
It's the thing.
It is the thing right now. Kind of the.
It's like the thing meets Fall Guys.
Right.
Mainly because character design.
Yeah. But it's kind of fun. It is not getting a sequel, and that is only because it's so popular right now that they're just transitioning their whole dev team to work on supporting it.
That's good.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Idea.
And we should try and do a What the Fanboy Fall Guy, or not Fall Guys.
What is it on?
So it's on
Everything?
well, not consoles. It might be on PlayStation. It's on PC, iPhone, Android, and I think Mac. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah. So we should have
It
a
looks-
What the Fanboy game night.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
Looking real sus.
Also, you probably didn't know this. It's the end of an era. Luke, do you know why?
No.
No. Are you even listening?
Half listening. Oh my gosh.
Because that is a touchdown, Chiefs.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Flags?
No flags, Luke. No flags.
Gosh, that was like a 50-yard touchdown.
49 touchdown reception. 49 yard.
I was running up. Shut up.
Yeah. So I apologize to everyone. Not really. It doesn't matter. The OG Farmville game is closing down at the end of the year. Don't you remember Farmville?
I've never played Farmville.
Farmville was like the hottest thing when
Is that a Facebook game?
Yes.
Oh, that was a total guess. I don't play games on Facebook.
So it was like
I played
one of
Mouse
the.
Hunt and went, this is stupid, and I quit.
It was like one of the original like Flash-based Facebook games that really made microtransactions popular.
F you, Facebook.
And
That's what I have to say. Bye, Farmville.
The reason
Don't
it's
let
getting
the door hit you on the way out.
the reason it's getting shut down is because none of the web browsers anymore are supporting Flash. So they just can't. They can't actually support it.
That's funny. Man, that was. Yes.
But yeah, that was like 12 years ago. So good run, I guess. Bye, Farmville. Don't care. Man, it is only 8:35, and we are moving into our top story. We're gonna make this a sub 60-minute episode.
We are. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's review The Devil All the Time. So this is Netflix's new.
Devil all the time.
new original movie based on a novel of the same name. What did you think?
This movie was not at all what I was expecting, yet exactly what I was expecting.
Ooh.
That made 0 sense, but I feel like if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie... So I was expecting a movie about, like, vengeance, murder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not quite Punisher, but, like, somebody's becoming, like, a vengeful serial killer almost. Like,
Right.
and I feel like I got more of Forrest Gump.
It's way more of a... Just look at how bad the world is all around you, and how
like,
do you cope with that?
It was like the opposite of Forrest Gump, because this movie never made me feel good.
No, it doesn't.
With Forrest Gump, it makes me cry every 20 minutes. Man, I love that movie.
It also has kind of that, like, multi-generational storytelling that Forrest Gump, it moves through time.
I wasn't expecting to be with young Arvin for a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought that was some of the best stuff in the movie. Even though I didn't think it really fit with the rest of the movie. Here's my biggest... I have 2 big problems with this movie.
Sure.
I don't want to, like, jump straight into, like, cons or anything.
No, it's all good.
I
Whatever.
don't really even think these ruin the movie, but I do think it might hurt the movie. Narration took me out right away because I was not expecting it.
Yeah.
And it's some old cheery guy.
You know who it is? It's the author of the book.
Was it Brian Cox?
Nope.
Inside joke?
Oh, it would have been better.
That
it would
is-
have been better if it was Brian Cox.
I actually think that's really cool.
It is a cool little thing to, like, once you know it, but because it's not a character in the movie, it does, like, for the longest time you're like,
Who's talking?
I'm expecting someone just to come around and, like, around the corner and have that voice and, like, oh, okay, like, I get it. Now we're hearing this, but no, it's literally just a faceless, nameless narrator.
The protagonist.
So that's your first.
That's the first one. I feel like I did get used to it by the end, and it didn't bother me as much. But the fact that, like, the trailer showed this, like, I'm gonna kill you kind of type vibe.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Arvin was 12 when this girl killed herself, and it's like, whoa! Whoa there. Don't act so happy, bro. But, like, and then the other thing, I feel like there was 3 movies in this one movie. And you have the first act really, really well done with, like, a young Arvin and his mom and his dad just kind of having a crappy life, not really able to get everything going for him. And it was really sad. But then, like, you time jump to Tom Holland era, and it's like a different movie almost. And then you also have the third movie on the side with Jason Clarke and his gal. And I mean, everything comes together, but intermixing them, I felt there were some scenes that were just so long. I totally forgot about Jason Clarke.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's like, hey, you need a ride? And it's like, I didn't know you're in this movie, and I remembered
yes,
you.
You're here now.
And it's like, I know you're important because you're a famous actor.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if it's editing or pacing or just directing or the choice of doing that or just the story in general, how it was written from the very beginning. I don't know if that fully worked for me to have those. I think this goes into the category of I think this would be a really good miniseries.
That is, I didn't have it written down, but it's exactly what I was thinking as well. Is in that, like, you could have given the story instead of because it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah. I mean, it's not.
And I feel like there's a lot of stuff you can still flesh out.
It's not like long, but it's not short either. It's not like a 90-minute movie that's obviously there's too much crammed in. It's like, yeah, there could be like a 4-hour little miniseries here and really flesh out some of these things. Because I think you're right. I think when you have all these very interesting different threads, and you have good actors and actresses giving good performances in them, because my pros are the cast and the writing. Like, I think that stuff's all really good. I want to see more of it, not less. I just think there's so much kind of crammed in that it's spread a little too thin.
I think it would have been really cool to like have a mini series where you're following Tom Holland, Arvin. Tom Holland plays Arvin, and Lenora, and them like being in high school, and they're in the rink-dink town, and Lenora's getting bullied and all this stuff, and that story takes place. But you can also flash back a little bit to moments of Arvin's childhood to figure out kind of what happened, and then you could even have that big episode where you're like, oh, this is why he's kind of messed up.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think with something like a miniseries, I know we're not actually at this point critiquing the movie. We're just telling it how it could have been better. But
isn't that the same thing? No.
Right? Well, so a lot of times narration is used more as a crutch for exposition. It's expositional storytelling done in a way that kind of comes off when you have too much information that even your characters can't give the exposition. You have a narrator, and when you're doing a movie, that makes a lot more sense. But I think you could get rid of the narrator completely if you went with more of a mini-series style thing, because you could show those moments and work through more than just kind of like listing off like and then at the surge, yada yada yada.
They wouldn't find her body for 7 years. Okay, I didn't know she was really gonna die, but thank you.
I'm gonna echo you, kind of what you said. Also, sorry, we've on the pacing, because I think you're right in that like the first act is pretty long for a movie this size, and the first part of the first act is very separate from. I mean, there's the time jump, right? Because the first act doesn't start until like almost 45-50 minutes into this movie, probably.
Yeah,
because you have the stuff with young Arvin. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
He won it for us last week.
They just missed one field goal. But yeah, like pacing does feel a little off because of how it's structured and how they do kind of go with these different story threads and try and cover a lot of ground that way. So, but I wouldn't say that I didn't feel like the editing was bad, just that it was trying to do a lot.
Yeah,
it would be a very difficult I think that's one of those where, because of just the nature of what they're trying to tell, you have to have the director. I mean, the director is going to be in there editing the movie anyways, but like I would hate to get that footage and be like, put this together. Oh boy. So, other thoughts?
I guess in my pros, yes, acting I thought was all really good, including redemption for Dudley Dursley.
Oh yeah,
who plays the preacher in the opening of the first act. He was so much better in this than he was in Old Guard. I mean, he's given way better stuff, obviously, than just I'm the bad guy. But I thought it was nice to see him be interesting and give a good performance. But I have to talk about my boy Tom Holland, who finally isn't just Spider-Man anymore, but actually I think he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah.
Best scene in the movie for me was the church scene between him and Robert Pattinson. Yo, I was like, ooh. I was actually like getting nervous. Where like the rest of it, I was like, what's gonna happen?
I think there's a lot of people
maybe not really care
who still don't like. Even still, I know it's been years. Still don't believe Robert Pattinson can act. But like
that guy from Twilight.
he can act, and these two have great chemistry, and they're given good material to work with. And yeah, it is. That's fun.
To like see Tom Holland do a lot of the acting in that scene too, mainly because he's the one talking through most of it. It was really good, and then I always enjoy watch people face acting where they just have to react. Mm-hmm. And to watch Robert Pattinson just be like, I can't do it. Like I can't act like that. But
if you could, you would be in the wrong place right now.
If I could
fly you out to Hollywood
I would be English
and get you
and be in Game of Thrones. I'd be a real actor. The English get all the good roles. Superman, James
Spider-Man,
Bond, Sherlock Holmes. Actually, Robert Downey Jr. is American, but he got Sherlock Holmes.
We've had 2 British Spider-Men.
That's true. The other one's Tobey Maguire.
He's American, right?
Yeah.
Kind of my last. I don't have a lot to say about this movie. My last thought is that it does deal with very dark and serious. It's not a happy movie like you said earlier.
No. I'm trying to think of the happiest bit in this movie, and I can't think of it.
But like, and I think I was afraid as soon as I knew what I was getting in for. I think I was afraid like, oh, we've already kind of had a bad year. Do I really want like I was a little bit worried that it would just feel like it was too much. For me, it never reached that. It was a
same.
It's certainly not a happy movie, but it was still a good movie, and I still enjoyed watching it, despite the fact that it's kind of depressing and sad and grotesque at times. But I think those are like I really appreciate those kind of movies they're not just grotesque to be grotesque, which is often what I find a lot of horror to be. A lot of horror has some other great stuff to it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on horror movies, but a lot of times it's, especially for kind of this.
Watch me pull all this hair out of my mouth.
Oh, sorry.
Don't gift that.
No, don't. Hansel and Gretel, right? That one.
I haven't seen it.
think
I'm
so.
just thinking of.
No, I think that was in the trailer.
I think it was
like
Hansel and Gretel and Rings and The Ring and
Yeah.
Ring and Ring 2 and Ring Around the Rosie.
But
How
there are
many
these.
movies are there?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
All the Final Destination movies probably do it.
But there's a good number of movies out there that are
Any movie with a mirror.
certainly. I don't know what the right word is. I think of something like The Gray, which is not nearly as violent or gory as this, but still has that kind of sense of depression and weightiness. Like, it's heavy. It's a heavy movie. And I think those are really important movies to have, because it's art and movies and you know what all people create. It's a form of expression, and I think that that's a important thing to reconnect with. Is this like it's almost a escapism to these dark places that we don't often talk about. That's probably a really poor way of phrasing it. I didn't write anything out, but I really appreciate those kind of movies still, and
I mean, like,
I liked it.
There's some awful things that have happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's an in-between of going too far and not showing enough. If you go too far, it kind of glorifies it.
Yeah.
And if you don't do enough, you're not really doing it to a service, really, because it's like
They're not addressing.
It could almost
you're
come off
sugarcoating
both
it, or
ways.
yeah,
It could come off as sugarcoating or laughable.
Yeah.
Like making it into a joke. But then like something happens in this movie and you're like, man, that sucks. You just got to think on it for a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, what would you rate it?
This gets a fanboy worthy for me.
Same.
Yeah, I'd I don't think it quite reached that like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
booyah status, but it's good, even with its kind of messy plot, or maybe not plot, but messy pacing, and when the story threads feel a little thin, I think the acting and the writing
It really elevates it.
the story, the characters, the performances really are worth a watch.
Especially, I think I've seen a lot of Robert Pattinson stuff now at this point, because I was like doing my nerd research for Batman.
After The Lighthouse, you're like, okay, this guy does weird things now.
It was more after I watched Good Time. I was
Okay.
like, okay, I get it. He's good. But no, to see Tom Holland, I feel, to actually become an actor.
He's growing up, right?
Yeah.
I think we've kind of been like, oh, like, yeah, he's still kind of like a fun kid.
I mean, he even has an interview, and it kind of was going around where he's like, oh, everybody expects me to talk like this because I'm Spider-Man. I don't want to just do that.
Right.
Actors want to act, man. They want to do all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, fanboy worthy.
From you as well?
Fanboy worthy for me.
Tyler also texted us earlier, and he said he gives it a low fanboy worthy. So,
I think what brings it down for fanboy worthy for me, there are times where it's just kind of like, okay, let's keep going.
mm-hmm.
Let's keep going. Mainly with Jason Clarke and Sebastian Stan.
Mm.
Those, I think, are the drag points. Then you have Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, and the past stuff with Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yes. Yes.
Give me more, please.
Give me Mo. Mo on the flow.
Oh. So, yeah. Good. I think, yeah, we'd all probably recommend it based on those reviews.
Yep.
It is rated R if you're adverse to
It has all the R stuff in it.
R stuff. Maybe stay away from it. That's fine.
Yep.
It's not for you. That's cool. All right, real quick.
We have 8 minutes.
We have 8 minutes to get through our fan box. Oh, let's do this. And there's only 2 of us, so this should be easy. First, The Real Blake Bly over on Twitter asks, and you can always submit a fan box question at Twitter or at
whatfanboy@gmail.com.
That's right. Email us. I get those notifications. All I get are spam things these days. So
SoundCloud. Hey, do you want more listeners on SoundCloud? Nope. I don't.
Not if
well,
you're
I
gonna
do.
sell
but not
my
from you.
information.
I'm not giving you $200.
So The Real Blake Bly asks, what kind of bear is the best? And he says, love you guys. Thanks,
love you
Blake.
too, Blake.
We love you too.
I have to loophole this
Oh, no. Okay.
because I don't actually know if it's a bear, but it has the word panda in it.
Oh.
I gotta go red panda, baby.
Oh, the red panda.
Red panda.
Oh.
Ooh, so cute.
Okay. I'm going to allow it.
Loophole.
I don't know if I have the authority to not allow it.
Obviously, we get the Office quote.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Black bear. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Just so you don't think we don't want to get the comments, right? We won't get any comments.
We'd never get comments. It would be amazing if we ever got comments, but we never get comments. We probably never will get comments. Oh man, if someone gave us a comment, that'd just make my heart happy. Anyways, I'm gonna go with koala bear. Because those things are cute.
They get high all the time.
They do lots of things, apparently.
I wonder if they're good huggers because they hug those trees all day.
Oh, makes
Really
sense.
good huggers.
By
They look
that,
so fluffy.
they don't. I know, right? I'm here for it.
Plus, they're Australian, so they have cool accents.
Yes. I've never talked to a koala bear. We should have one on the podcast.
Oi, I want that eucalyptus leaf.
Oh, I love it.
That eucalyptus leaf on the bobby.
Thank you, Blake, for that question. Over on Twitter, at EXM asks, what movie trope makes you roll your eyes? And on the flip side, what tropes do you love? So do you have any movie tropes that when you see, you're just like,
Yes. However, it depends. Sometimes it can you'll notice it and you'll be like, you know what, that works.
So typically movie tropes are tropes because they work for something, and then they just become tropes because they become overused and they're used poorly. So I think there's probably a caveat that would say for either side of this question, whether we like it or we hate it, there are edge cases where we might love it.
Yeah.
If it's done correctly, but it's just done so badly in all these other things.
Eric gave us his, didn't he?
He did, and I can look those up in just a second. I know.
I think I remember him because I read it. I finally got him.
Trying.
What family Twitter for once?
Oh wow.
Narration.
He hates narration.
And he loves a montage.
A training montage. Yes.
The reason I say it depends is because two of my favorite movies have narration.
Oh.
Being Forrest Gump and Shawshank.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I feel like in Devil All the Time, what we just watched,
Yep.
it doesn't need it.
Right.
So I would say sometimes with that one. Montages, I don't think you can really ever go wrong with a montage. I know, and I've been going through Harley Quinn season 2, and in one of the episodes, you're just like, "Can we have a montage to go to the part where we just like each other and I'm not drunk anymore?" I was like, they're playing against it, which is fun, using the trope for you instead of against you.
Yeah.
I have actually quite a bit, though, that ones that I always notice. The dumb dad.
Yep.
Always annoys me.
Sure.
I think we can move past dumb dad. Maybe put some good father figures in movies now.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Might be a good idea. Hero gets the girl. We don't need to end every action hero movie with a kiss. And not every movie needs a love story. You can put the sexual tension in there, but we don't need them to have everything work out as it usually does.
Yep.
On the other side of that, and this is the part where it really drives me crazy, action hero, whatever, guy gets a girl and whatever. The sequel comes out. Oh, they've drifted apart. We're not getting along. Why? What happened? Who cares? Because it happened off screen and you just want to force in another hero gets the girl situation. That is worse than hero gets the girl.
Yes.
It's so annoying. And it's in
Hero gets the girl again.
every season 2 of every show does it. Oh my gosh. Leave it be. Just have them be together. Why can't people just love each other for crying out loud?
It's a it's a really lazy way to work
Forced
in
drama.
to work in conflict. Yeah.
That might be the one that actually, the second most popular one. Another one, I call it Lois Lane syndrome.
Ooh.
And it's that girl is either there because you need a girl, or she's just there to be rescued.
Okay.
And write a good character. Give her something to do.
Write a good female character, please.
Don't have her be there just for the... And it can go both ways. Like, I'm using it as a male gets... Always saving the female, because, I mean, Lois Lane is a girl. But, like, we don't need that. Like, write them an arc. Have them do something. And on the other side of that, just don't have them doing something because they need to be doing something.
Right.
For me, that's what Lois Lane is. It's like, oh, Lois Lane's a famous character. We need her to be doing something.
Right.
So we throw her in a plane. Oh, she can get rescued now. In BVS, we've known for like 45 minutes that Lex Luthor had these bullets there. And then like you're 2 hours into the movie, you're just going, where do these bullets come from? It's like, we don't care, Lois. Ask Martian Manhunter. The big one for me, though.
Ooh,
Sorry, I have a lot, I guess.
No, it's fine. It's good. This is great.
The scissor kick takedown.
Oh
my god.
Even more common now with more and more superhero movies coming out.
Every time, like, and it's mainly with female.
Yeah, typically. Man,
getting punched in the face hurts. And most of those goons or minions or whatever probably can't take a punch to the face. Just punch them. You don't need to do a handspring, throw your legs around their neck, and then throw your body around to get him down the ground. Just punch him in the face and they'll go down.
If you're listening to
You
this,
could half punch me and I'd go down. I'd cry like a little person.
I highly encourage you to go to the YouTube version and go to the 1 hour mark, and watch Luke flail around, because that was very, very humorous. Is that all of them?
That's all.
That's all of them? Okay, cool. I've got a few that I dislike. The main ones being the gay best friend. Because we need to have just better representation in general and not make them stereotypical best friend.
Or even the fat friend.
Or the fat friend. Honestly, there are a lot of like best friend tropes that are just, they're done poorly. But yeah, better representation there. Make them the main character, or give them an actual personality other than this stereotype.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. The other one that I really gets my gears going is, you need to come see this. Just tell me the information. If it's that important, just verbally tell me. I'll come over.
Oh,
You don't need to like set it up.
yeah. I know the CW. This is a CW trope. They can we clear the room? Just leave the room with them. Like,
Yeah.
you don't ask. When you're at a family dinner, you don't go, can everybody leave the room so we can have a discussion? No, you need the room for the scene. Just walk over to the side and have a conversation. Arrow did that all the time, and it drove me crazy. I should probably finish that show, too. It's actually done.
You probably should. Another couple that I have some issues with. Typically anything with a MacGuffin, I don't particularly like.
Darn it.
Just because it doesn't usually pay off in that movie. It's usually like a setup for a second movie type of thing.
You mean like a knife with a map on it?
That was a MacGuffin within a MacGuffin.
That was
movie.
a MacGuffinception.
Yeah, like Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens is a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Let's put him on the poster, right in the middle, and then not have him until it's something that someone is chasing the entire movie, that the whole plot revolves around, but doesn't actually impact the plot at all. It's just that chase. But there's some MacGuffins in some films. There's like Indiana Jones uses MacGuffins quite a bit. Some are good, some are bad.
I love that movie, man.
And then the last one I'll mention is one that I don't like is the Chosen One. And I think
I almost wrote that one down, but I had 5 or 6
yeah,
already.
I think that as a child, that's kind of a cool idea. It's like, oh, like some people are destined for greatness. And as I've grown up, I've been like, no, let's like empower regular people.
The best type of hero is the everyman hero.
Yeah.
I love it. It's your dude crawling through the vents just wanting to celebrate Christmas with his wife.
Exactly. Still not a Christmas movie, but
Well, show's over.
friendship broken. Do we have any tropes that you love, adore, or don't mind? You're like, maybe that's funny or something.
One that I'll always complain about, but I don't mind, is a jump scare. I'll get mad at it, then I'll laugh at it, and then I'll complain about it in the review, but I still love it.
Yeah. I would
Unless
agree
it's
with
like
that one as well.
the cat knocking over a picture frame. Like
So
out of nowhere with no tension.
There's the artificial jump scares, which are just, they're in there because here's something to blow your mind. Time this. In horror movies, there should be a scary thing, typically a jump scare, will happen about every 10 minutes. And because you don't want to give away, here's the villain, you'll do a bunch of artificial jump scares with things like animals or children or just music, right? Yeah, so I would agree with that, because jump scares, when done right, they're good. They get you that adrenaline, and then kind of get you back settled down.
My adrenaline never really goes down, though. These great movies are the worst. They're so great.
I think one of those tropes that's still new enough that I don't hate it yet, and I'm sure I will in like 3 or 4 years, is breaking the fourth wall. There are absolutely cases where it's done poorly.
Oh!
But for the most part, it's done really good. Luke, what just happened?
I think a chief player just killed a raven.
Oh, no. Like an actual bird?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What was it doing on the
Somebody
field?
get PETA on the line.
Yeah, like I'm still enough into the oh, that was a good hit. The Deadpool style fourth wall break that I like it for now.
But everybody's gonna start doing it and keep doing it.
Yep. It'll get overdone and it'll become more and more of a trope / cliche, and so yeah.
And then everybody complain about it, and then they'll stop, and then somebody will bring it back and they'll be like, "This is so good."
Okay, thank you for that pair of questions. That two-sided coin there.
That could be like a whole episode.
That could be. We should put that back in the bag of like when we don't have something else to talk about, we can talk about it.
I'm sure Tyler has some answers he can.
Oh gosh, yeah, Tyler would. Yeah. So.
Over an hour, by the way.
Oh no! Well, then we might as well just keep going to an hour and a half, baby.
Yeah.
One more question from our friend of the show, Ian. You guys are all friends of the show. Thank you for questioning in.
Thank you for being our friend.
It's over at Pronounced Ian. He had 2 questions, Ian. I see you're probably listening to this and going to be like, they only answered 1. We're saving 1 for next week. Or at least a week when Tyler's here, because it's football related and he's smarter than me. I don't know about Luke. He may not be smart. He may be smarter than Luke too, but
You're smarter than me.
oh no.
Tyler's smarter than you.
Oh no.
Wait, hold on. Is that right?
I don't know. I'm not that smart.
Man.
Phone
in.
Ian asks,
Who's the smartest?
if each of you lost your hair today, we have to assign these roles to each other now.
It's gone.
Which now Tyler doesn't here to defend himself, so
that's fine.
That's all good. Which of you would look good?
Tyler.
Which of you would be curled up in the corner in a ball crying?
Me.
And who would wear a toupee and swear that it's real?
Stephanie. Tyler would look good.
Tyler would look good.
I think he would be able to pull it off.
He could pull that off, absolutely.
I have a really weird shaped head.
Oh, see, I think I do too.
Mine's really pointy.
I don't know if mine's pointy.
Like
mine's
on the
just
right side.
Small. I have a small head. Like I wear like child size hats.
I think I would be in the corner crying. I'm a crier. I'm okay with that.
I do feel like you could maybe pull off a toupee though.
I won't buy one though.
Oh, okay, that's true. I'm probably more attached to my hair than you or Tyler. So I would probably be the one who bought the toupee and be like, I'm not bald. What are you talking about? It's real. Just don't touch it.
This is how I see this going down. We're all in front of a mirror.
Uh-huh.
We all had to just shave our heads because we're all going bald.
Yeah.
We have Tyler who's going, I can pull this off. I look good.
Mm-hmm.
You have me who's still holding it crying.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have you who's already attached the toupee.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
I like that.
And then we go into a montage.
A training montage.
A shopping montage.
Oh!
Picking out Brett's different toupees.
Yes, please.
And matching outfits.
Yes, please.
It's brilliant.
I am here for that.
I love it.
We could make a whole nother show. A whole separate show. Separate. Look. Has anyone noticed this Truly can over here? It's empty.
I truly have not.
Now it's off the table. There's absolutely no video evidence that was ever...
Have you not seen this totally real pumpkin?
That's a beautiful pumpkin. I'm going to eat it.
It's an albino pumpkin. How? We should probably end this.
It's very plastic.
We've hit the point of we're just stalling to end now because we don't want to go home.
But we
Tackle
shall.
him. Tackle him.
We shall.
Tackle him. Get him. Chase him down. Get him. Push him out of bounds. Go get him. What are you doing?
Did he get him? Did he get him?
I guess he's stopping.
Okay. Thank you all for watching and listening this week. As always, you can find us over at Twitter and Instagram at What the Fanboy. You can watch our episodes live Monday nights on YouTube at 8 p.m. Central Time at youtube.com/WhatTheFanboy. You can always watch it whenever you want, not live, there afterwards. Or you can find the podcast pretty much anywhere you find podcasts. Apple, Spotify, all those places. SoundCloud. Probably other places. Google. And you can find all those links at whatthefanboy.com. Nice, easy. That's the only thing you have to remember, whatthefanboy.com. And until next week, we'll see ya.
I'll throw up Tyler's piece.